Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Sloppy McFloppy and welcome back to World of Black Dogs. Now before we begin, if you have an extreme allergy to World of Tanks replays, then don't watch this video. What am I talking about? If you have an extreme allergy against artillery replays, you can skip to 8 minutes 30 to watch the second replay of this video. Or if you love artillery, well, you're gonna hate this replay anyway because I'm playing artillery and I'm not a good artillery player. I do a lot of things wrong, but that doesn't matter because I need to get my artillery missions done. Now, if you are still watching this replay, then good luck and good job. You might be thinking, oh my god, Phil, you're playing the M44, you like to fire heat and fire nothing but said heat, but I still have to actually get past it. I'm still actually grinding for the M12 at this point, so I'm not playing this only for fun, I'm playing it to grind it. And yes, I kinda enjoy firing heat in my M44, but not this replay. Because I noticed when I fire heat, it goes into tracks a lot, and it doesn't do damage. So this replay, I decided I'm just going to fire high explosive and see how that works out for me. It's a pretty good matchup, they have to defend, so I assume they're going to be camping. Haha, I'm artillery. I prevent camping, which is also a thing I learned from various QSF artillery players. Whenever you fire at someone that's camping or driving at 60 kilometers an hour, you have to scream at the top of your lungs, "Stop camping!" as you hit them. Now, you already saw me kill that Yak Panther with one shot. I think I set him on fire with that shot, and he tried to drive away, trying to put out the fire with the wind that he generates by driving, but it didn't really work out, so I killed him. So that's already 850 hit points worth of damage done with one shot, which is not bad. But the best part is that he was actually camping. He was sitting in one position, waiting for someone to drive in front of his gun to fire. So I stopped him from doing that. Now, why is the M44 so famous for its heat? Well, it fires every 20 seconds or less if you have a reasonably okay crew. And the heat it fires is 240mm penetration, 700 damage per shot. So if you were to fire the gun continuously and pen every heat round, you would do 2100 damage every single minute. You can see my problem with this and everyone else's problem, and that's why the M44 is so famous. It's because if you actually pen your heat rounds, you do massive amounts of damage in no time. The heat round is so good, it can pen tier 8 heavies frontally. So what's the point in playing artillery with high explosive if you can fire heat instead? Now the shells are quite expensive actually. The shells 5,600 credits a shot, but if you do 700 damage to a tier 8 heavy with that, you earn that back immediately. But that's not the only thing, it is okay-ish with accuracy, and its rate of fire and its aim time make it so that if you have an M44 on the enemy team, he's going to rain down shells upon you. Not quite as fast as the FE304, but when he does, you feel it. In the FE304, it's a paper cut, he will keep you tracked very annoyingly, but the M44 will just mess you up with a single shot. And then you repair your tracks, you try to get into a good position, and then he fires again, because it's only 19-20 seconds reload. Now here I wanted to have a shot in the OI with a heat round that I preloaded, but the SU-122-44 kind of ruined it, and with my RNG I would probably hit the SU-122-44 with my heat round instead of the OI. So I do what a responsible artillery player does, and not those silly old banana tomatoes in the background that just like, oh, click. I keep my shot, so I don't kill my teammates, because I kind of want to win this game. Just like any other game ever. But now I've got a heat round loaded, so I want to put it in a target that I can do a lot of damage to and is quite important to the enemy team. So think about a tier 7 tank. That's just the Tiger. But RNG says no, and Sturb is like, yes, give me your credits and good. So I missed the shot. But it's all good. I have done quite a lot of damage so far, and the game is far from over. And I'll go back to firing my high explosive rounds because I trust those more. And they actually do damage when I miss. On another note, I said I want to do my artillery missions. That's why I'm grinding arty. No, pretty good. I actually do a mission this game, which is do 6 critical hits to enemy tanks, which is not that difficult because I already set that Yak Panther on fire. I hit a few other tanks. I'm pretty sure I've done the mission at this point already. But I actually want to talk about the weekend missions, because that's Wargaming's way of luring people into playing the game during the weekends because people usually have off from work in the weekend or school, so they have time to do anything else. And then wargaming's like, hey, look at these pretty missions that you can play and get stuff from. And then people are like, oh yeah, I kind of want to play that. I kind of want those stuff. I don't play tanks a lot, but I'll do it. And that's why people like to say that the weekend is sort of the worst time to play, because a lot of people that don't play tanks a lot and are not that great will come out and they will sort of, not my words, I say that up front, not my words, but they will ruin the matchmaking by flooding the matchmaking with their bad plays. Now, that is a weird way of saying it, but I feel that personally that during the weekends I'd have a lot less fun than during the week, because I cannot rely on my teammates enough, and sometimes I have to do so much that I just burn out during a match. And when I lose, I'm like, this game is now lost because my teammates can't win from the other teammates. And they usually can't. And you will see that next game. The next game is played during the weekend. I was playing without a platoon, which I should never do, ever. Especially during the weekend. And you will see what I mean. The enemy team has one good player. I'm a okay player on my team, and you will see. I don't want to spoil it just yet. You will see. Now, in this game, this KV85 said stop using Uragan cheats. I don't know what Uragan cheats are. I am quite well known within the mod scene in World of Tanks. I know quite a lot of mods, a few illegal ones. Or not legal, just cheaty ones. But I don't know what Uragan cheats is. So I wanted to ask him, what are Uragan cheats? But for some reason I couldn't type, I couldn't press escape. I was locked into that match. It was a glitch with a certain version of tanks and a certain version of XVM. I couldn't talk, I couldn't escape the match. I could only leave the battle if I alt-F4'd or the match would end. But fair play to this KV85. At least he tells me, like, he doesn't insult me for one. He tells me, like, it doesn't make you a good player, which is a really good way of actually dealing with people that you feel are cheating. And the third one is he says it in English, or at least tries to, which is really fair play, because a lot of people just sort of decide, I hate you, I'm going to scream at you in my own language and insult you, so suddenly you'll see, feel the putain! Or in France, they're like, why, what did you just say? Or something in German, and you're just kind of like, this is an international community, could you at least speak English so I can understand what you're screaming at me, instead of you're just sort of wiggle waggle in the chat, and I'm just there like, you what, mate? But just to make sure, I was not using cheats in this game. Next game I was. But I was actually talking about the weekend missions. The missions, not the people it brings. The weekend missions, the fact that you have to win, for this weekend, win 25 games and you get a coated optics. Sounds easy, right? Well, I'll tell you about my difficulty of getting that mission done in the next game, because this game is almost finished and I don't have enough time to tell what I want to tell about the weekend missions. So, I'm going to miss this shot on the AMX-13 F3, and I'm not going to TK someone because I'm a responsible artillery player. Oh yes, I did take a shower after that artillery game, and that was my very first gore medal, so I took a second shower after my first shower just to make sure I was entirely clean and ready for my next game. But yeah, the weekend missions. I had, at the end of Sunday, I had done 19 victories after 25, which is reasonable. I didn't play World of Tanks that much during the weekend because, like I said, I don't enjoy playing randoms during the weekend. But Wargaming also gives usually the Monday to complete a mission for, I guess, if you don't have time on Sunday because you're at church or with family or friends or just getting pissed drunk somewhere on the streets, I don't know. But anyway, I was platooning with John and I think Tipperty on Monday morning, afternoon, and we stopped platooning after, I don't know, an hour maybe, and I still had to do 2 victories. So I took a break from World of Tanks, I recorded these 2 games, and then I went back into World of Tanks just to get the victory, the 2 victories, and in the top 10 to get the mission done. For some reason, when you are close to getting a mission done, either your teams are like, hey Phil, I see you're close to getting that mission. No, you're not going to get that mission. Or matchmaking is like, hey Phil, the enemy gets 3 unicums, your team gets 3 tomatoes extra. Have fun. For some reason, I couldn't physically complete the mission. I couldn't. I simply couldn't. It took me 9 games to get 2 victories in the top 10. The enemy, some reason, matchmaking is completely screwed lately. The enemy seems to get at least 1 tier 9 or 1 tier 10 extra. I've noticed that a lot actually. The enemy gets, or my team gets, a tier 10 or 2 extra because reasons. I don't know what's up with the matchmaking, but it seems to be really going down since patch 9.11, 9.12, around that time. But, you know, that's not for me to fix, but for Wargaming to fix, so let's instead put in the IS 8-ball mode for April Fools. I don't want to rant too much about how Wargaming just keeps this game up in the air, because I still play it and I enjoy it, and I'm happy they made it. Sometimes I'm not, actually. It's a love-hate relationship with World of Tanks with a lot of slapping each other in the face. But, you know, it's it's a good game still. I still play it and I love it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making videos of it and showing you replays of me actually playing the game. I told a lie last replay. I said that my team had me as the good player and the enemy team has one, like, really good player. Actually, my team, statistically, looking at just the colors of the players, seems to have better players, more of them. But, you know, that's statistically. If the players find themselves in a bad position, they're about as worthy as a dead mule in carrying stuff. I have to mention, this was also during, I think it was at least. Hold on, let me check. Yes, this was during a ×3. Which is also one way of Wargaming saying, hey, come play the game, we have ×3 experience. Come play, everyone come and look. So naturally, me trying to get my grinds done of the Lorraine and the Type 61, I play the game, which we just lost. But this was my, I think, 4th attempt at getting the ×3 in the Type 61. And I was getting pretty annoyed at this point, because all I wanted was an okay game where I get a ×3 so I can turn off the game and do something else with my life. But I was not allowed to because we kept on losing. So, what do you do when you keep on losing in World of Tanks? 1, you need to have a bigger impact. Or 2, you just give up and wait for the next day, because sometimes World of Tanks just doesn't allow you a win, or RNG does not allow you a win, or even shots to pen and hit. So, I'd say take a break. There's no reason to get mad at a game just because things are not working out. Get a cookie, watch YouTube, play another game for that matter. Play a calm game, like, I don't know, Euro Truck Simulator. I don't know. Actually, it's American Truck Simulator nowadays. Didn't American Truck Simulator come out like a month ago or so, or maybe 2? Yeah, go play American Truck Simulator. Go drive in California and do trucking things. Not those trucking, oh god. Quickly change the subject. Monday, when I was trying to complete the mission, I completed the missions, and I was like, finally done the mission, I can just quit the game. And I got a message in my garage from Ike, and Ike was like, wanna team up? And I was like, yes, let's go. So I actually went ahead and platooned with Ike since... When was the last time I platooned with Ike? I think I have not platooned with Ike this year yet. So that was fun. That was actually quite a lot of fun. I immediately remember why people miss him on stream. He was talking about the most stupid stuff, and it was completely hilarious. And I asked him, like, you know, you said on your video you're going to come back to stream soon-ish. And he told me, basically, I don't want to tell too much because I don't know how much he wants you to know. He told me he doesn't want to feel pressured to play the game, so he wants to do it on his own terms and when he feels like it. So that could be tomorrow, today, that could be next week, whenever. He said just keep an eye out on stream. He might join in soon. Soon, TM. Now, who messaged me something on Skype? Oh, it was M4. Let's have a look. Rampage game mode will be removed. Rampage game mode will be removed? When? Well, the thing doesn't state it. The announcement on the World of Tanks website doesn't really state a date, which is annoying. Do you think, are they going to remove it next patch? Are they going to remove it next week? Are they going to remove it next hour? This is also something Wargaming never does. They don't announce things correctly. It's not clear enough. Like, for example, they've just now announced that the Rampage mode will be removed, which is okay. It's not doing that great. I went into that game mode and I had to wait 10 minutes to actually find the game. And then I did a mission. Haha, free credits. But I think it's good it's being removed. All the thing is, the T22 medium was too good of a reward for things that people could too easily rig. So if you have the tank now, people will just report you because they think you rigged it, even if you didn't, because how do you now know if someone rigged it or not? It's just a whole massive fustercluck of things that went wrong, and I'm glad they're removing it, and the T-22 will hopefully be nerfed into just not that good of a tank it is now. It just should be just really, really nerfed. Also, if you haven't noticed by now, I still have a bit of the sniffles. But not only that, they also announced Operation Typhoon. Now, if you're not a Clan Wars player, you don't really care about Operation Typhoon. But Operation Typhoon is the very next campaign. And talking about campaigns, I'm probably going to do a video about it. I'm going to get John involved. What I want to do is, I want to make Operation Typhoon, the Clan Wars campaign, into a video, just like I did with the Black Gold campaign. And then have a bit more of John's feedback instead of just him commanding. I want to do that, because so far, it hasn't really been working out. It's just John has too much on his mind when he's commanding. We don't just play 2 games and then it's like, alright, they're gone. We'll remember these games, because they just don't happen anymore. If we play Strongholds now, it's usually for about 2 to 3 hours. We do all sorts of setups. There is no clear, alright, 5 IS3s, 5 lightweights, go. Now it's usually like, can I play my CDC? And with the M41 girlfriend coming out, you know, we have 5 M41 girlfriends and 5 IS3s because we like to make credits nowadays in Strongholds. So it's a bit of a mess right now in QSFE Stronghold related. So that's why I want to combine the Operation Typhoon with the beginner's guide to John Harmon. But I was actually speaking of Wargaming announcing stuff. And the way they announced Operation Typhoon is they made a post on the website, which is good, but then the dates are sort of muffled in massive pieces of text and the reward tank, and it's just the 19th of April to the 2nd of May, and that's just sort of muffled in just massive amounts of text, so you have to actually search for it to find it. And I've had a lot of e-players come up to me like, when does it start? I can't find it. It's like, it's just written there, but it's just not clear because Wargaming. Oh yeah, speaking of the M41 girlfriend Black Dog, me and M4 have decided, sort of, maybe that would be a good price to give away for the 500 sub celebration. Now the thing is, we don't know how to give away prizes to subscribers on YouTube. So I came up, while I was taking a shower today, I came up with this plan. We set up an email, and then you get 1 email to send to us with a number. And we take a number from 1 to 500. You get 1 email, and then you send in a number which you think is the correct number. Now, I don't know how many we're going to give away, 1 or 2, but then we're going to pick 1 or 2 numbers from 1 to 500, so let's say 242. So you send in your number, and if it's 242 and you are the first one to guess it, you get a bulldog. If the number is not guessed, we're going to pick the person that's closest to it, so 243, the first one to send that in gets the prize. For example, that I haven't talked with M4 about this yet actually, but hey, it's something. Because I've got no other idea how to do it, because I don't like to do Facebook, and Twitter's not everyone's on Twitter. And I want to keep it just within YouTube. I don't want to go on Facebook and be all like, oh, everyone that has Facebook can win a prize, everyone that doesn't have Facebook, you can go, I don't know, drown yourself in the River Nile. Oh, that last bit was a bit brutal, I apologize. So keep an eye out on that. I will make a video specifically saying what we'll do for the 500 sub celebration with M4. If it is that plan, you will have to send in your in-game name, the server you play on, so NA or EU, I'm not sure how we're going to do SEA if we're going to do that, and your number. That's it. That's all you need. So that's now figured out. Yay. Maybe. Still have to talk about it. I want to hopefully release that video before Sunday. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. Now there's one last thing I want to talk about before this video comes to an end, and that is the reward tank for the Clan Wars Typhoon campaign. The Chieftain T95. I think it's a really bad choice by Wargaming to pick the Chieftain T95, because it is already known that a lot of players want the Chieftain Mark 6 or just a Chieftain heavy tank in the game. So what they're doing now is they're giving Clan Wars players, like the 1% of the players in World of Tanks, a Chieftain hull with a very, very bouncy turret and a massive cupola on top to give it a weak spot. That's bad. You do not give out a Chieftain for 50% to players that are just the 1% of World of Tanks. You cannot do that. People will riot. And I'm pretty sure people are already rioting because they would love to have even half of a Chieftain in their garage. I do not guarantee I will get the tank, but I would love to get one because it's a Chieftain Team 95. But that's just my opinion on the whole matter. I don't know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about Wargaming giving out a Chieftain hull to 1% of the players. But please keep it civil, otherwise I will smack you with my banhammer. And with that, I say, high explosive wins games.